Hello there. This is a compilation of my 3 shorts being how to attack, how to defend, and the supremacy short, as one guide with extra information to help you win your wars. So we have to go over supremacy, attacking and defending yourself to ensure that you get that sweet victory. So here we go, number 1, supremacy. There are 2 main supremacies, naval, aerial, and fucking nuclear supremacy. You may ask yourself, why do I need supremacy? For that, I got this clip. Look at how miserable it was invading Turkey when he destroyed my air force, making me lose aerial supremacy. Now look at this clip and how easy it was to invade Turkey once I regained aerial supremacy and steamrolled through that fucker. So naval supremacy is especially important if you're on an island, like the UK or Japan, because for those, their life depends on naval supremacy. If they lose it, people can land on their land. On naval supremacy, you achieve it by building a strong navy with destroyers and battleships or sneaky submarines destroying millions of troops. And yeah, I'm looking at you, USA player. With leaders and document technology, you'll also get advantages. So you beat your opponent's navy and stop them from ever reaching your land. But, as you can guess, naval supremacy doesn't matter when you're in the middle of a freaking desert. Probably the most important supremacy is aerial supremacy. As shown in the clip previously, you losing this or really any supremacy can and will cause you to lose the war. So in order to keep aerial supremacy, you need fighters that can take out your enemy's fighters and attackers/bombers wanting to destroy your troops. Once you have achieved air supremacy, you can send in your attackers and bombers to mow down those troops like fucking grass. That's really all there is. You want to keep attacking their troops before they're able to outpace you and win over supremacy. Now here we go with number 2, attacking those pesky fuckers. While yes, rushing the capital might work, sometimes it's not always the best option. You want to avoid directly going into entrenched troops. Instead, you want to capture square cities to raise their war exhaustion and cause them to lose the ability to spam tanks. These will also recapture the cities and de-entrench, allowing you to get an easy capture of the square city they were just protecting. Now what you never want to do is go directly into entrenched troops in a jungle or a mountain, because if you combine these two, then the entrenched troops will get a 725% defense buff, which will blow your army away. If they don't move their troops, you can capture the cities around their troops and force peace them. While attacking, you want to ensure you don't send out all your units. You need some units in your land to defend yourself from any counterattacks. While attacking, you also want to remain aerial and naval supremacy. Now we will go over leaders and documents. For leaders, you want a Panzer Commander or a Bunker Buster. For documents, the best current document is maneuver warfare into steel division, and then you start spamming tanks. What you also want to be aware of is your enemy's army and navy. When you're invading through water, never, and I mean literally never, let your troops go undefended. Any submarine could destroy your entire push in seconds if you don't have any destroyers nearby. Here are some more discrete tactics on how to attack someone. First of all, you have the capital bomb. The capital bomb usually works if an enemy has moved their troops away from their capital and left it open. What you want to do with this strategy is send in all of your troops into the capital, capture the capital, let them rush in with their troops, let their troops get mowed down, and then continue attacking their country. Another option that usually works best, because most players don't just leave their capital undefended. This is involving capturing their square cities and other important infrastructures. Basically, what you want to do is you want to send in your armies onto undefended square cities or low defended square cities and factories, where they're going to try recapturing those because they're pretty important to the infrastructure. Once you have mowed down their troops, you go for the capital and then attack the rest of their country. Here we go with the last one, preventing them from attacking you. To defend your country, you need to know about these modifiers: resistance, entrenchment, doctrines, terrain, and support. I will go over each of these modifiers and tell you how to exploit the shit out of them. First of all, we have resistance. Resistance is a powerful modifier when defending. Resistance is a stat that determines how fast a city gets captured and how strong defending units are on that city. You can easily increase resistance by building forts, and another way to massively increase this is by going the American way and going with no restrictions for gun. This law will cause the citizens to get mad and start shooting anyone who invades you. Next, we have entrenchment. Entrenchment is probably the most powerful modifier of them all, which is why understanding how it works and how to abuse it is very important when you want to defend your nation. Entrenchment is essentially just this little bar right here. If it's full, then your unit are fully entrenched. When they're fully entrenched on normal grounds, they will get a 25% defense buff. However, that's not all. If you entrench your unit on a mountain, they will gain a 4 times 400% defense buff, which is absolutely OP. This would mean if you entrench a respectable 500 strength on Mexico City, then the USA player would take 2,000 tanks to destroy yours defending your nation. But keep in mind, those 2,000 tanks didn't even start capturing Mexico City. He would lose the 2,000 tanks just because of your entrenched 500. Doctrine routines are another very powerful factor while defending. You find doctrine routines in the military tab. The overall best doctrine routine for defending is static lines, but I do not suggest using it, unless you're a small nation like Liechtenstein or Mongolia. If you're not one of them, use maneuver warfare. This gives your tanks almost the same buffs as static lines, just that they get these offensively and not defensively. Which means once you have defended a push, you can use your defending troops to fight back and launch a counter invasion. As we have already mentioned before, terrain is an absolutely powerful modifier. They can give your troops up to 4 times buff, depending on the terrain, and massively help you while defending, which is why you want to have troops and forts on biomes with these insane defense buffs and terrains. Lastly is support. Support is often overshadowed. If used correctly, you can destroy your opponent's troops before they even arrive your cities. Support is mainly anti-air and artillery. You can use these in cities you're already defending with different troops to mow down attacking troops. That you know how to attack and how to defend yourself and how to achieve total supremacy, you can now fight player wars and win them. Now like and subscribe, this is not a question.